Hello, ladies. Hello, my glamorous girls. What's going on?
Hey, glamorous girls.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's up? Woo, we're here again. Hello.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Women's History Month.
Happy Women's History Month. Yes, yes. I'm a toot for us.
I toot for us all.
Yes.
Happy Women's History Month. It's so awesome, guys. I mean, we don't just do this just because it's this month. We do this all the time. We celebrate each other all the time. So this is just an extra something that we could do to celebrate ourselves all month long. Isn't it wonderful? Who thought of this?
And share with the world.
I love it. But in the meantime, I'm Wyoming.
I'm Peg.
I'm Linda.
And I'm Charlene.
And we are
4SistersLIVE.
And it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful time to be alive. Oh my gosh. The time moves so fast.
Fast.
When you look back on everything, it's like, wow. It's a wow moment, man. This is just so amazing. Of course, last month we celebrated our Black History Month and all things that was going on in February. It's a leap year, of course, and so we did so much that was so exciting in February, and March is just continuing on.
All right. Yes, it is. Hey, Kathy. Kathy's
hey,
on.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, Kathy. Hi,
Marion.
Tag your sister. Tag a woman.
Hey, Denise.
Denise. Hello, Denise. How are you? Good afternoon.
Yes. Share.
They are showing up early this morning, this afternoon. Yeah.
I know, right?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes.
Show us some love, hearts, and likes and shares. We love it because we are building something here, y'all. We're building something. I don't know what y'all talking about. We're building something.
We got it too.
We got it.
We got it. We're taking this bull by the horns here,
I love it. I love it. But I'm telling you, like I said, it's just a wonderful time to be alive. It's a great God day. So much is going on. It's still going on. I mean, we are creeping up slowly up this mountain of this hill of where we're going to be coming up on 2024 with this election year, guys. And there's so much happening surrounding that. You know what I mean? It's just a lot happening, guys. And it's coming before. What do you say, Lynn, on that?
I say it's just what you said. So much. Yes.
So much. It really is. Yeah. It's a lot happening, but in the meantime, we're here on 4SistersLIVE to bring all things community related. What's happening in our community, what's happening in our world, and things that are just going to keep us going. Because I'm telling you something, like we could be on here every day of the week and have some news to talk about. So good.
There's not a station that you can on. News is everywhere, good and bad. Can we share some good news?
Let's start here. What's happening in your world, girl? We could just go there.
We can share good news about ourselves, right?
Yeah, we got some good news. Linda, so what's happening in your world? Yeah, what's up in your world, girl, Charlene? Charlene?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought Linda was going to share. Okay. Yeah. Everything is good in the neighborhood.
Everything's good.
You took my line. That's my line.
You can't use that line.
Just like that. I'm happy to be alive. That's yes. I'm happy. We'll talk about bad stuff later, right? Like domestic violence.
Yeah,
I am happy that God has given us one more chance to see one another, and it's been an amazing week and accomplished a lot to be thankful for. Yeah, totally.
Hey, what's up in your world, girl, Lynn?
Oh, well, I want to first thank God for another day, and clouds and all. Yes. And I just want to thank my sisters, my sisters who honored me, and with the through the commission of the Great Commission Bible College. I've been honored with a doctorate, and last weekend, and I'm too thrilled, and I thank my sisters who nominated me, and I just thank for all the support for all the years. Yes.
Well
Thank
deserving,
you.
Linda. Well
Thank you so
deserving.
much.
Well done. I think that's so significant to get that, because no one knows the hard work that you've done, and sometimes you can't brag about yourself.
Right.
And so let someone else do that for you and give you your flowers while you are living. And I think that was such an honorable distinction, perfect for a woman of your caliber, and the things that you've done in the community and the ministry.
I thank you,
really
and I
did
thank
a lot
God.
of that. So
Yes.
that's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. It's awesome. A lot of the sisters and brothers, received it last weekend, and I think it's wonderful to receive such, because we do the work. We do the work, and so you get recognized for that in this way that you received, and you go a long way. And so many others have received it that we didn't even know, but now we know the history of why you receive when you receive. And I'm telling you something, ladies and gentlemen, when it's time for God to give you what's just due, just receive it.
Take it. Yes.
Because it's nobody else's business why you do and get what you get. It's God's
time. Take it like Wakanda forever. Be like this when you get it.
It
feels like that, right?
Yeah. That's what it is. So congrats again to all the ladies and gents who received on last weekend. What's up in your world, girl? Pay.
I'm just like Linda, just been blessed to be able to wake up, put my feet on the floor, to join you guys this morning. And just think about all the beautiful memories we have shared collectively among the sisters. If I had not woke up this morning, then I would not have been able to see another one, right?
Amen. That's true.
We have so many beautiful memories, and I just soak up on that. If I wake up in the morning and try to figure out what my day is like, and I have a bad day, which I keep it to a minimum, I go back and look at my beautiful memories of my sisters. And that gets me up and it gets me moving.
And you send them out, and we all laughing, and we do the same.
It's just a great time, like you said, to be alive. I'm grateful that I'm gonna just mimic what you all saying in that respect. Kudos to all of us who are going through some things that we really are proud of. And I'm right here in the circle in the midst of it all. And I think if we take time to just embrace, as someone was just saying, if we embrace what we're going through, how we want to accept it, and to receive in love, God got us. I'm telling you, there's so much going on, but God has not forgotten us. And he got us, ladies, I'm telling you, in ways that we can't, it's going to blow our mind. My mind continues to get blown how great God is and what he's doing and how he's doing it strategically, how he's doing it. I'm like, God, you are amazing. Because we do want to give up sometimes. We just want to just question what's going on and what's happening and things like that. But then you kind of look around and he just comes right there and say, right on time, there it is. Like, okay, God, you still here. Oh, yeah. You brought it right back to my remembrance. You are still here.
Yes.
Every time,
Peg, when we think that it's like, oh my God, what's going on?
One of my girlfriends said, she refuses to give the enemy any headline. Don't give them any headlines in your conversation. And sometimes we do that and that's why I shifted for myself. Like, oh no, it's been great. It's been amazing, because there's nothing like the enemy, your enemies, or whatever that is that maybe have some bad news that they want to continue with your life or whatever, like hearing it. It makes them glow. Well, let's give God the glory and be like, no, I'm grateful. Yeah, Lord, thank you for these tests. Yeah, Lord, thank you for everything that's happening. Thank you that we received that grant. Thank you that things are being restored, right? Thank you that, my health is restored, right? My mind. I think this is a great way that we open up this segment, just like, okay, we're going to just, highlight the positive, right?
Yes.
Even though the bad is out there, we need to be aware of what is, happening. And
so
it's bad.
true.
But in our life, these 4 sisters' life, we're going to acknowledge, and we're not going to give you no headliners, right? All you haters, right? Enemies or whatever. That is, let people say, we're going to highlight the good. And thank you for those trials. And thank you for those dots. Thank you for those targets, right? We are grateful because they're making us stronger women.
Stronger every time.
I'm telling you, because they say if you don't want to be in somebody else's shoes, look at somebody else. I'll be glad to wear my own. I'm glad I could fit my own
I
shoes.
know that's a blessing in itself.
It's a blessing in itself, right, Landon?
Fit your own shoes.
Yes, absolutely.
That's right.
I have shoes, okay?
Right.
It's a blessing to have.
Right on to that, right? But no, I just want us to just always, when we come on this platform, to encourage someone else. Encourage someone else. We don't have it all together, but I tell you one thing: we are here to help each other. And we always say "Sisters for Sisters Network," and the slogan is "Women helping women to connect." This is a connection, and it's just not a slogan or something we say. It's for real.
It's for real.
Proud
cohesive, very cohesive.
We link up, man, because when something's going on, we are there to support one another every time.
Every time. Why? Every time.
Peggy, this is a wonderful thing, and a lot of people do not have this.
Well, you know what? I'm just so proud of every sister who have touched our path, who have walked with us, and there's some who have left. But you know what? The beautiful thing is to see them come back to realize, now I'm ready to add value to what you're doing. I get it. I get it. Okay, so you know, our space is loving, and it's giving, and it's supporting, and I could just come up with all kinds of words to share what we're all about. But I tell you, we have some powerful sisters in this organization.
Powerful. And getting more powerful as the days and the weeks and the months and the time goes by. Every round goes higher and higher. And this is where we are. We're in that peak of going higher and higher. So look out, 24. There is more coming our way.
And well, let me share this one word. I'll go, Peggy. I'm so sorry. I was going to say iron sharpens iron. That's what I was
Yes, absolutely. That's biblical, by the way.
What I wanted to share is the fact that we now have a Toastmasters club in the organization. And do you know what that club does for us? It allows us to learn each other even better. If you notice, because we have a tendency to bring up things when we were younger and when we grew up. And so that builds up who you are, for us to understand who you are and your character. And I am just so thankful that we settled down and realized this is a piece that was missing in our network. And these sisters, they come every month and they're ready.
They're ready. It prepares you. It really prepares us.
And join us every month of the month. Join us, honey. It's one of the best clubs, District 36, right here in the state of Maryland. Okay, so guys, join us. Women,
and you want to know about it, reach out to Sister for Sisters Network page and just put it in our message, and Charlene or one of us will see it, and then we'll answer back in terms of if you're interested in
be better this year. Be better this year in your speaking and your delivery and your presentation. It's okay. And sometimes we need that intimate circle to be more vulnerable and say it's okay to make a mistake. We're here to help you get it better. It's Sister for Sisters Network via our Toastmasters Club. Join us. 2024 is going to blow your mind.
And we have our president right here.
Of course.
The president, Charlene Day. That's all good. Well, since we are talking about all things happy and lovely and upbeat, what about birthdays? What we got in our birthdays?
Oh dear. You know, I am so excited about our birthdays. There we go. There's some beautiful birthdays, but we got something special. It was just only a year ago that we presented this, and then here we go. It's here in front of us. Okay. These are our sisters that are celebrating the month of March.
All right.
Hey, Lake. Lakey was the 1st of March. And Danetta celebrated on the 1st of March.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yes. And then our board member, Marsha Jews. Marsha Jews' birthday is the 3rd, which is tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Hey.
Then we have Tashik Hawkins on the 18th. And we have Marion Thomas on the 25th.
Yes.
So happy birthday, my sisters.
Happy birthday, ladies.
Happy birthdays, my sisters.
And then let me also
brother, wait a minute. Rob's birthday is March the 5th. So don't forget it. But we're celebrating all week long.
Whose birthday, Charlene?
Ron birthday.
Hey,
Oh, happy birthday, Ron.
March the 5th. And Peggy's husband's birthday
Yes.
is March what?
March
The
7th.
Oh,
Yes.
happy birthday, Bill.
They're
Yes.
twins.
Can't do without those guys, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
They are
so
definitely
supportive.
twins in
Us
personality.
tremendously. Thanks for your support.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
What you were
Those
going to say, Peg? Something else about?
No. I just wanted to salute our sisters who are celebrating and know that we're here to celebrate with them. So
Absolutely. Well, today is the first Saturday of the month. They come around so fast,
I'm
right?
telling you. Whew.
But this is our domestic violence segment, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's something we don't care to share, but if we have to talk about it, it's still happening. I promise you it is. We know it is. We see it, we hear it, it's on the news. It's not just a global situation, it's happening right here in our own backyard.
Own backyard.
And domestic violence, it is and the abuse that people and women and the men and our children are being affected by this. And we bring it here on 4Sisters Live to keep it going, to keep it recognized and keep it that people can know that, hey, you know what? You can talk about it. You don't have to be silent. You can open up and speak about it. At one point, I think any of us on this platform may have been silent at one point, but you know what? Because we share it, we feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, we feel that we can do this and we see it. And if we see it, they say something. If it's recognizable, say something, because you could be saving someone's life.
Yes.
And we're here to do that on this platform, to save someone's life, to hear something. And we have guests that's going to be coming on that's going to help us discuss about this matter, because they are in the trenches of it. They're out there in the forefront talking about it, speaking about it, helping people out there in these streets, as they say, because these streets are real. And the ladies and the men, if you're in a relationship and it's abusive, I'm telling you, when you start looking at, and I know when people see things on the news and they're like, wow, I know somebody that's doing, I know somebody that, people are not making it through these things.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not living through this situation. And it's the reality. It's real. We cannot sugarcoat this. We can't shove it under the rug. We can't turn our heads up and turn off our ears and eyes, because it's happening. They may turn their ears and their eyes off in the judicial system, but we here have to recognize, because we're losing our sisters. We're losing women. We are losing women. So today we're going to have 3 lovely women come on, as I said, to help us discuss this matter. But before we get to that, I think we have some hot picks, and we want to get through that, and then we'll start getting into the trenches of this conversation of domestic violence. So what we have in our hot picks?
Yeah, we do have some good stuff. Let me share the first hot pick that we're going to have here. We have so much good stuff, and I just want to make sure that we cover all. This one here is coming up on March the 7th. This is Dr. Remy Duyule, and the topic is business networking and community building, and it's 7 p.m. There is the Zoom link available for you to take a look at it, but please join us. Okay. This one here, I will definitely be in the room. Morgan State University, right here. One of our partners of 4Sisters Network, Women Win Within Expo. And it's March the 8th, Morgan State University. Okay. Here's another one that I want to share with you guys. This one is one of our own, Dr. Cheryl Wood, Icon of Impact Honorees, Women Who Prosper.
This is good.
This woman puts on a conference like no other. Okay. So I say to anyone, you definitely want to be in the room for this one. Okay. Awesome. And the final one, well, I have one, why, and then I think you have one as well. This is another one that's coming up. Empower Her. It's going to be at the MGM on March the 8th. take a look at it. There's so much going on because this is definitely Women History Month. So be on the lookout for a lot of great stuff that's happening. But I do know that you have something come up. Why? I think it's
just every week we're going to be pushing this until Mother's Day weekend. It's Chocolate City Records and Musical. We are definitely currently in rehearsals and the production of it all, putting this all together to be one of the best that's going to be happening in the city this year. So Chocolate City Records and Musical is going to be Mother's Day weekend, May 10th through the 12th. Get your tickets at thelincolndc.com. You're going to be hearing and seeing more about it even as you watch your television station. You look up, may see a commercial. But we love you for coming. Mm-hmm.
And final event, this one here, I just love. I've attended I think for the past 8-9 years. And this is Dr. Tashika Green, who she honors her mother every year. And it's going to be amazing. And the only reason why I say that is because we're going to have 4 of our sisters that we're going to honor. And that will be Cynthia Kelly, Marion Thomas, Florence Champagne, and Terry Tabor. They are going to be honored at this event. And all I can say is you got to show up at Boise State University, March 30th.
Yay, that's going to be really, really nice. I was proud to be a part of that last year, and I was so surprised but yet honored and happy that I was a part of this network that she has going on. She's a wonderful sister, Doctor.
Yes.
She's a wonderful sister. So keep doing the work, girl. You making it happen. All of our sisters, Dr. Cheryl Wood.
Yes.
All of us.
It's sisters like Dr. Cheryl Wood and Dr. Tashika Green who has a platform that allow us to showcase our own sisters.
That's right.
That's the beautiful of what we do as a network. Okay, we support each other.
That's true. Absolutely. So speaking of saluting, and we know this again, it's a Women's History Month. We have one such wonderful woman of ancestor who we know of her, and this is speaking of doctors, Dr. Maya Angelou. We want to showcase and highlight and salute her today. We're going to be highlighting more women all month, but she's going to kick it off for us. And I want to just read a little bit about our wonderful sister, our mother, our friend, the woman who paved the way and showed us that we're standing on today. And I want to say that Dr. Maya Angelou was born April 4th, 1928. She died May 28, 2014. Maya Angelou was an American memorialist, poet, and a civil rights leader. She published 7 autobiographies, 3 books of essays, several books of poetry, and is credited with a list of plays, movies, and television shows spanning throughout 50 years. She received dozens of awards, and moreover, she has more than 50 honorary degrees. And I'm sure sisters on this platform and other sisters can contest and say about that honorary doctorate degree. Okay. But this was Maya Angelou. We salute her. I mean, she's a wonderful woman. I can say that I met her, knew her, communicated with her several times while she was around, and that she encouraged me so many times. And I, of course, honor her today. We honor her today. And I also wanted to honor her because I want to mention the fact that she also suffered violence at home at the age of 7. And this happened when she was raped by her mother's boyfriend. And from that trauma, she went silent. She didn't say anything for a long time. And so when she was silent, to me, I'm just knowing, feeling that because that happened to her, impact her. Let me tell you something. When this happens, that doesn't take away our gifts and our talents that God has given us. We may harbor it a little bit. It may be something we don't show outward, but when we do, we come out strong. When we have been going through and have talents and gifts like what she just came up with as a wonderful woman and activist and being out there. She was a dancer. I don't know if you all remember her. She was a dancer and everything. She just had so much talent. And she really just, expressed herself through her gifts with the poems. And when she would go out and speak publicly, then she began to open up. And we know she came up with so many poems like the one we're going to read now called I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. I think, Lynn, you want to say something on that? Talk about that?
Okay, I'm going to read her poem. Cage Birds. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade wings soft through the sighing trees. The fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a cage bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown, but longed for still. And his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom.
That is awesome.
Amen.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
And still I rise.
And still I rise.
And still we rise.
Yeah, I love that poem, A Cage Bird.
Yes.
Very powerful if you just really dig into it. But
yeah.
So again,
beautiful.
Yeah, we honor her today. And like she says, when a person shows you who you are,
the first time,
believe them. And this is how we're going to get into the matter of domestic violence. When someone shows you who they are the first time, please believe them. Do not act like you say, oh, I can change them. Oh, they're going to be all right. And I get with them. They're going to be, we're going to be coming together.
You're just having a bad day. No,
that's not it. So I want to bring in our guests so we can have this conversation on domestic violence with our sisters. And we have Judith Clark come on in.
Oh, we had one other thing.
Wait a minute. What do we have, sweetie?
Historical.
You got some birthdays?
We have we had
okay. Go for it.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. We have artist Annie Lee, an African-American artist and humanitarian born in 1935. She's one of my favorite. We also, we have 15-year-old Claudette Colvin refused to give her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery 9 months before Rosa Parks in 1955. So I just want to give those women history moments.
Okay, thank you for that.
That was very significant, Linda, because sometimes we forget about those that did it before. Rosa Parks, like us. We
don't even know, right?
Exactly. Like I was just sharing, 4SistersLIVE was doing a lot. It was 4 of us doing this show. And that was a lot of 4 sisters weren't getting together until COVID, but we were doing it way before. Now look, there's many more people like gathering together for 4. I like they even got a talk show funny lyric thing about it on social media. But I think that we are a part of that, young lady that you just spoke about. So we have encouraged other Rosa Parks.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly.
Absolutely. Thank you for that history lesson, because they're not teaching too much of it in the schools.
They're taking it out.
So if we have our ladies now, we can have our guests come on. Is Judith Clark back there? Is Linda Shaw back there? Is Kathy McKnight back there? Hi, Judith.
Hi, Judy.
Hi there.
Hi, Linda.
Hi. Hello.
Oh, yay.
Hi, Kathy.
Hey, guys.
Yes, we're so happy that you all are here. Welcome on 4SistersLIVE. We appreciate you all taking time out of your busy days to come and share with us on this subject matter on domestic violence. We already know what time it is, what's going on, and you all ladies out there know so well as to how this works, what's happening in the community and abroad. So we just want to open up the mic for you all, open up conversation. But first, when we do that, to start with Kathy McKnight. Thank you for coming, Kathy. We know you've had a rough day already started this morning. Prayers with you and your family. But can you tell everyone who you are and who you are and what's going on in your world? Because we always, what's going on in your world, girl?
Right. I do thank you guys. Can you hear me, ladies?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I do thank you, ladies. Just bear with me a bit. I had these funerals I was running to this morning, but nevertheless, God is good and I'm still here. I have an organization, Bound for Better, which was birthed 10 years ago. 10 years ago this January, where we advocate for women of domestic violence and children's sexual assault. And we provide toiletries, 10-week counseling sessions, court accompaniment. And I'm working almost near the end where I have a safe house now. But in the meantime, there's a hotel that I'm partnered up with where I can put the ladies in. And we do 10-week trauma counseling sessions. So, and then always try to do things and make them feel good. So next month in May, I'm working on a retreat, domestic violence retreat in Ocean City for some survivors, basically to connect with themselves and everything. So, I just try to keep going out there because already, it's only like that. It is March and there's already been 6 murders of domestic violence already this year.
Yeah.
So just more so just working on trying to get the woman out and to connect with the resources that are out here, basically just trying to get her to get a safety plan is what we help them with and to move forward.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
What's going on in your world, girl? Linda Shaw.
Hello. How is everybody?
Hey, Linda.
Hey, ladies.
Hey,
Well,
hey.
we're doing a lot of things out in the community right now. As you know, the next step is an organization that goes into community and they actually facilitate presentation panels, discussions, and workshops to educate the community organizations and businesses and churches via straight talks about relationships and domestic violence, educating all by bringing awareness to help to identify the red flags and what dysfunctions domestic violence relationship does to the families and the communities as a whole. We teach the tools that are needed to have healthy relationships. We help show what can be done if, not to be a bystander. We help victims and their families and the communities to take the next step to creating positive relationships by providing them with resources and tools that they need to do this. The purpose is we're educating on the different types of domestic violence and what to do when involved in domestic violence, sharing the legal steps to take to protect themselves and others, and also to share the steps to take to eradicate this epidemic. Share organizations that are working, collaborating, partnering together, and helping victims and in providing them resources, showing victims that they're not alone, and showing them how to take the next step, healing our families and all. We're actually working on an upcoming event. It's going to be in April, and we're hoping to put this off. It's going to be a painting event where the ladies are going to it's going to call All About Me. And we're going to be doing a paint and chat session. It's going to be at the end of probably the 3rd week in April that we could be doing that. And as a member here of Sisters Network, Inc., for the lifetime membership, I thank God for everything that you all have offered to us and being a part of this organization, being a part of the chair of the domestic violence here, being able to help those to move forward and being available many nights, Peggy and I, as you know, on the phone, as far as with victims who are actually calling, they need assistance. I thank God that we're able to do that. And thank God for you all opening up the door to make it available to all of those,
That's awesome. Thank you, Linda.
Thanks, Linda.
You're really out there doing the work, girl. Kudos to you for that.
Yes.
And our lovely sister, Dr. Judith Clark, how are you doing? Come on, girl.
Hi, everybody. I am doing
Hey.
just great. Like the other sister said, just glad to be alive, just grateful. And being in a position of gratitude helps in the work that we do. So I am the CEO and founder of Women Who Care Ministries. We have a division of what we do, and it's called Restore the Joy Domestic Violence Empowerment Coalition. And what we do through this coalition is we offer preventative services and restorative services. So restorative services is for the woman who is already, being abused. She's already, quote unquote, a victim of domestic violence. So we have many programs and many services where we help get her restored. And these services include getting the counseling that she needs, setting her up with the proper entities to help her get out of and stay out of that toxic relationship safely. We partner with Montgomery County Family Justice Center. Actually, I'm a proud member of the board of Montgomery County Family Justice Center. And it's all about encouraging the women that you don't deserve to be beaten. It's all about letting them know that there are resources, there are people right here in this community to help you get to the other side victoriously. The preventative services are also for women who are in situations that would likely lead them to a deeper domestic violence situation. We also are doing even more work now with teens, everything from teen dating, teen bullying, and we're doing preventative services for them, teaching them how to not ignore the red flags. If a guy hits you, it doesn't mean he loves you. If a guy slaps you and is jealous, that doesn't mean he loves you. It just means that you are setting yourself up to be in a relationship that's going to be very detrimental to you later on. And so we're grateful for the opportunity to work with women in this capacity in overcoming domestic violence and preventing domestic violence that's on its way. And we do have an event coming up either this October or November. It'll be our 17th annual Restore the Joy Empowerment Luncheon, and more details about that will follow. But I'm really proud to be a member and a board member of Sisters for Sisters Network. I'm so proud of how you guys focus on this very critical area of domestic violence. And I'm looking forward to doing even greater things in 2024. Thank you.
Absolutely. We love you all for what you do,
We
because
love you.
for Sisters Network,
Yes.
as you know, we have 4 committees that is so much set up by our illustrious president and founder, Peggy, who sits here as our co-host as well, started all of this. And because of that, she's brought so many of us together. And we have a committee that encompasses women that, like yourselves, Linda and Judith, Kathy, on domestic violence. And we have women that we have a committee on health and wellness, and also with education, mentoring, and entrepreneurship. So we talk about all these things community related. And on the first Saturday, again, I said earlier that we take the time to talk about domestic violence. And with this being every day is really, to me, is women's history.
Yes.
We talk about these things all the time. We just set aside in the month to really recognize it. But we already know what time it is. And with that being said, I want to open up with saluting and honoring and recognizing one such sister that's out there that's been going on in the industry, in the music and television and media and radio, and she's going through right now. And I just want to take time to recognize her because she's been talked about so much this week and on with her documentary. She's talking about Where is Wendy Williams. I want us as sisters, because of this History Month, to just send some love out there to this sister. Send some love and peace, prayers to her, to her mind, to her stability, to illness, to what she's going on with her family, what she's going on that's wreaking havoc right now, whatever's going on, and we know what's going on that's in her mind, that's in her spirit, and it's showing even in her health. And I said something about this some time ago on this show about pray for Wendy. At that time, it wasn't to this degree as to what's happening in her documentary. And if y'all haven't seen it, please watch it. It just, I don't know why all the whys, we don't have all the answers. But when we see something like this as a sister, I feel, because we are sisters and we talk about being accountable and being able to support one another, we don't have to know you.
That's right.
To support you. Thank you, Dante. We don't have to just be in your presence all the time and in your circle. But when we see a sister in duress, we need to say something.
Yes.
We need to talk about it.
Yes.
And it hurts my heart.
Yeah.
It hurts my heart
to
see Wendy going through this.
Yeah.
And people saying all kinds of things about her. And I don't want to even get into that as to the why she's going through and what's happening. But we need to just pray, because it could be.
Yep.
And this is another form of abuse, though.
Yes, it is.
She's been abused so much so through the years, and any of the things that you can name, pick them, that she's gone through, even with the domestic situation with her husband. We already know what that's about.
Domestic all abuse. It's all equals abuse.
Domestic abuse with financial situations. We already know it. You name it, domestic abuse with health. We talk about it here.
Yep.
And some people ignore that part, that he was emotional abusive and financially abusive. Even though she had the money, it still to us was abuse. And I think as sisters in a community, we need to recognize abuse for what it is. It's manipulative. If it's emotional, it is financial. That's abuse. Whatever it is, it's still abuse. And sometimes we don't recognize it as abuse because we think it's all physical, but really it can wear on your mental when you're dealing with the emotional and even a financial restraint.
Control. Control.
She was very wealthy, and she really loved her husband. She truly loved her husband. So to submit to someone like him, but then he turns his back on her. Like, we as women, like, well, she got all the money, she could just go get help. Well, a lot of us had all the money and we could have gotten help.
Exactly.
But still, you don't know what happens in that bedroom at night. We're crying and we're depressed because we don't know when the next attack is going to happen. When he puts that woman in your face, or he throws up something that he knows about you. It's so much. And I was talking earlier with the ladies as a proud member of Sisters for Sisters Network. I tell women that you need a circle that's tight around you, because we had women in this organization that had no family, or they had little family that was in contact with them at the time of their death or their illness. And we still circled around that woman to fight for her, whatever we had to do to honor her well-being. We don't care what her family had to say about her. We don't care what an old friend had to say about her. We care about her, because what she told us is our truth. And that's how we have to be for one another. And I know that's what Wendy would want also. So I just wanted to share that. Shout out to my Sisters for Sisters Network and the women here that honor us when we're sick, when we're abused, when our lights are off, when our own children are going through abuse and homelessness, when our own family members are going through cancer. Shout out to Sisters for Sisters Network. We are the women this month, right? And forever. Anyway,
that's right.
Yes.
I mean, I want to show, and we can come back and tie all this in, but Dante, there's a video, because when we talk about domestic violence happening in our own backyard, I want to tie this in as well. One of the sisters that lived in this community is not here today to celebrate a Women's History Month.
Yeah.
He's gone. You know what I mean? Due to domestic violence. So if you have that ready to pull up, Dante, many of you may have seen this on the news, but I just want to share it quickly.
Police in Prince George's County made a grim discovery Saturday morning after they say 43-year-old Carl Kearney Jr. came to them and told them that he'd strangled his girlfriend. Police say after Kearney turned himself in at a police station in Clinton, officers went to the home of 38-year-old Patrina Best, located in the 800 block of St. James Court, to perform a welfare check. But once inside, police found her unresponsive. Best was pronounced dead on the scene. Kearney, who's from Georgia, confessed to strangling Best during an argument. He's now charged with first and second degree murder, and police are asking anyone with further information to contact their homicide unit. Every year, more than 12 million people are affected by domestic violence by an intimate partner, with most incidents involving women aged 18 to 34. That's according to data from thehotline.org. And if you are someone you know is
So anyone you know, that we have our hotline number that we have here, that we show at the bottom of our banner. If you know anyone that's suffering, going through, that's in any situations with a loved one, a boyfriend, or who is a girlfriend, please say something and reach out to this number and call to get the help. I wanted to start with you, Kathy. Did you have anything that you want to just chime in on, anything relative to what we were speaking of?
I just wanted to say, showing that, because I remember saying that on the news, and thankfully he did turn himself in. You know, we often going through, I've been in a domestic violence situation, and I know we talked about the red flags. You're trying to ignore the red flags. You think you can change people. I thought that for a minute, you know, and over time I started hearing, when I was trying to get out the situation, I started hearing, I know where your kids are, I know where your grandkids are, basically threatening to harm them if I was to just, you know, leave them alone. So moving forward after that, I knew what I had to do. You can get protective orders. Being in that system, that's what allowed me to move forward with getting Bound for Better started, because there were limited resources. Family members doesn't want to get too much involved, friends or whatever. It was a situation I felt like I was going through alone, and it was hard. Some days I'll be at work and I was like, okay, what do I expect to go home to? Knowing that he didn't live here, live with me, but you know, I didn't know if he was going to be outside stalking me or anything, but I was trying to ignore it. And, you know, because of being the person that I am, I never thought I would go through anything like that for a year and a half. So just to protect my kids, I stayed in that situation. I had to keep him close to me, and while I was ignoring the red flags. So again, there was a protective order, and to this day, there's still a second-degree assault warrant on this person, and that was from 2014. So that's how long it's been, and it's still in the system. Moving forward, that's how I started Bound for Better, because I started seeing a lack of resources. People don't want to support you. They want to be judgmental of you. It's not my problem. Like we were saying, why I see something, say something. A lot of people don't understand that until it happens in their backyard. We can sit and talk so much about domestic violence within our community, but what are we doing to help each other, you know? And then we talk about the collaborations of the organizations that a lot of us have. You know, if I don't have something, I will reach out to another organization and vice versa. And that's why I always have my team. We're always available where we can assist county police if they call, or the hospital if they call. They need have assistance with, may need someone in this hotel. We'll make ourselves available just to do that, because being in that situation, you know, it hurts. It really hurts, because you see people, family especially, turn their back on you. If you have a close friend, you may want to give a code or something. Always have a safety plan. That's one thing we try to work with them, is having the safety plan, making sure they have all documentations needed. I have one client I told her to have a safety plan read together. And her bag been sitting in her closet for a whole year. She has documentation. He brought her over here from another country, married her, and he's just abusing her. Have a safety plan together. I put her in a hotel, and you cannot make them leave. Just be there, be supportive of them, let them vent and talk. That's all we want. That's all they want. We want to be heard. There's, you know, they have voices. And she still had that bag in the closet to this day of her documentation, anything that she may need. So when she's able to get away, she can, but it's kind of difficult because she's in school at Nova and PG College, I'm sorry, and he takes her to school. Sometimes he'll go and walk around the halls just so he can see her.
So I don't want to cut you off, but you're saying she's still in this situation, and he's still in her life, and he's still following her around, and she is living every day in fear.
That's correct. Yes, she is. And I was able to get her to leave. I took her to the hotel. I went to check on her next day. She said, please don't be mad at me, but he's been calling me. He's been apologizing. I wanted to work with her. So she wanted to go back home. Yes.
Yeah, this is a vicious situation. And she see, this is because this is a narcissist.
Yeah.
You know, this is someone who wants to that control. And that person who's showing that love language, but yet got you confused. As you walking around, knowing good and well your life could be snuffed out
in a second,
at any moment. So you want to follow the his rules.
Yeah, you know,
what that is, so that you can stay alive.
Exactly, and that was my thing, and that was my thing. But it wasn't a relationship, Peg. It was just a friendship, but he wanted more out of it. But I'm like, okay, and I was fighting. I was actually fighting back, you know. And it's like, okay. The resources that you can get, I'm not going to talk about any council member or politics or anything like that, but there was like limited. You got to show probable cause, so many things you need to show just to get a protective order. Thankfully, now the stalking bill has passed. So, you know, you don't have to show as much probable cause, pictures of all that. So, but I've sat in courtrooms with some clients where the case may get on a stat docket. The judge say just stay away from it for a year and your case is dismissed. It's disheartening. So I knew what I had to do and just be that voice for her, and just to sit there with her in court. And when she gets out of that situation, we can provide the counseling piece of it and get her moved into something more better. Her and her kids. And as far as Yeah, learn how to pay your bills and
So I
everything.
want to,
So,
yeah, and I definitely want, because we got another, situation I want to talk about at this point, but we got you. We hear you loud and clearly on this situation right here, honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you, and the judiciary system is not always favorable and on our side. I think our sister Judy can speak a little bit to this, but we have a question. I know we have something for you, Judy, coming at you. Who has a question? One of our sisters may have a question for Judy. We can't hear you now. Can't hear you.
My question I like to put out there is, why is it so important for women to come forward with their experience of abuse? And I want to add on to it the first time, because I know so many of us, including myself, have been a victim. And I was very young, but I didn't realize what it was. So it's important to report it the first time to someone. Could you expound on that?
Yes, it's critical to come forward for a myriad of reasons, primarily because that is what begins to break the cycle. For example, many women have children, and girls mirror and model the behavior that they see with their mothers. So if they see a mother continuing to take the abuse, not only are they abused also, but later on they'll be psychologically attracted to men who abuse as well, because that's the language of love that they have incorporated. So also, the reason it's so important to come forward as soon as possible is to begin to break that cycle. The longer you allow that man to get away with how he's treating you, the harder it will be to break free. Not just for him to stop his controlling, but it'll also be harder for you, as a woman, because you become used to it, you become immune to it, and psychologically you think that this is what you deserve. So it's important to come forward. And that's why we have to help women to break the shame. A lot of women are afraid, especially if they're a woman in the upper echelon of society. There's many pastors. Many women have told me that their pastor is abusing them. The whole church is behind the pastor. A lot of women in politics, county executives, people male faces in high places, including attorneys, victimize these women, and they're afraid to come forward. So we have to help them to not just overcome their fear, but we have to have a plan B for them as well.
We so bad. We so bad as women. We are queens. We have
yes, we are.
We so bad as women. We got a month and we get Mother's Day. Come on.
That's right.
We are
yes.
that we deserve to be recognized, but this comes with the price. The next question, please. I can talk all day. Who has another question?
I can say every day is Mother's Day, okay?
Women's Day too.
Every day. Women's Day.
I have a question
for Judy.
Yeah, definitely every day is Mother's Day. I have a second question here. So I want to ask Judith, how can we help women take the next step that's necessary to help when they're in need, when they're ready?
The step we can take is to be patient and to be very non-judgmental. When we hear of stories and the things that the women are going through, sometimes there's an inclination for us to say, oh, wow, if he was abusing me like that, I'd leave, not understanding that there are many perils of financial insecurity. And at the end of the day, no matter how he's treating her, she loves him. So the number one way we can help her is to be patient, to be not just sympathetic, but to try to be empathetic, to let her know that time takes time, to realize that from the moment the woman approaches you or you approach her, there's still a lot of in between before she's ready to break through, or to break free. So for example, statistically, a woman returns to that volatile situation 7 times before she's ready to really leave. And sometimes, unfortunately, she doesn't make it to that 7th time. So it's really important for us to be patient and encouraging, to give her pamphlets, to let the new behavior, to let the new psychological aspects sink in. And these are the kind of things that's going to move her to change quickly, not being judged, not being told what she's supposed to do, not making her feel ashamed that she stayed, and being ashamed to tell you that he did yet another thing.
Oh, wow. Peggy, did you have a question?
Yeah, Judy, question for you. Because this is Women's History Month and we're talking about domestic
Any of you
violence,
sisters can answer syphilis.
what can we do and what can we focus on during this month?
Well, and I would like to hear from Linda and some of the other
you
people.
have something you want to answer on that one?
Can I piggyback on something that Judy and
Sure.
Kathy both said?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say, working very hard with other organizations, not recreating the wheel, but working hard with other organizations to try to do what we need to do to help people to move out of domestic violence, bringing awareness. There is something else, another component, and both of them really touched on it. What happens the next step? And that's where my organization comes from, the next step. After they come out, is teaching them different things and helping them to know that they are somebody, building up their self-esteem, get them connected with the resources they need to get mentally together. Because this all starts as a mental thing, as far as the way that someone is mentally abused. It's not happening fast. It's happening step by step. They get you hooked, or it's a narcissistic that makes you think that you owe them something, or that you can't live without them. And the bottom line is, whether it's male or female, it doesn't matter. Once they get you to that point, you mentally start believing this stuff because you're hearing it over and over again, and you live it. So once you come out of it and you feel as though, what can I do? I don't have a degree, or I don't have a job, or I can't support myself. We got to help them in the next steps after they actually come out of this, to help them to retrain their minds, number one. Number two, to get them the resources. And like Kathy said, there's something we have been trying to do for years in this community, Prince George's County, is get a safe house, get something somewhere where once they come out of it, they have someone to lay their head. I know Peggy and all of us here at Sisters Network are working on the fact that we actually will, do the 3-day stays in the hotels and helping those come out so they can get it together to get themselves and go to court. But the bottom line, after that happens, after they've gone to court, what happens next?
Right.
We need to, have workshops, and that's the type of things that we do with the next step. Have workshops for women to build them up. Girl talk, straight talk. Men removing the mask. Trying to talk about what we can do to become more healthy, be in support of the people who are actually women and men that are coming out of domestic violence, supporting them and helping them to learn skills, to do whatever they need to do, because no one is, once they go to court, the court says, okay, fine, I'll give you the protection order, there you go.
That's it.
What's next?
Yeah.
That person is by themselves. They've not lived by themselves. They may have children. They may just need someone to talk to, and having workshops and having different type of things that you can sit down and talk to someone about it.
Yes.
That's important too. And actually, you said earlier, what you all really, we're really keen on the fact that we are survivors. We've come through. We know what we've been through. We know the things we're missing in legislation. We know the things we're missing in the courts. We know the things that these people need, these women and men need. And we're empathetic, not sympathetic, but we're empathetic because we've been there and done that. We actually, give, not just give a hand out. We give a hand up. And we're helping those women and like I said, I want to say men. Please, men are going through it just as hard as women are. They just don't want to come forward because they feel as though it does something to their manhood. But the bottom line is,
but one thing that Linda, and I want to cut you off, but you know what, we talk about the men going through, but what do we do about our babies? Because
the victims of the
young girls.
That's right.
Yes.
Young girls.
Judy said it. Judy said it. She said it. She said it. The victims. I know for a fact my children had to go through therapy. They had to go through counseling because they were victims of the victim. The victims. Oh my gosh, you don't realize the damage we do to them. And when we have them believing this is the way they're supposed to be treated and stuff. And they either look at you one way, they're weak or strong. And the thing, they see their mothers being a weak vessel, and they may dumb down their own selves in order to be with a man because they've seen you take things. I prayed through everything. I thought everything was prayer. But the prayer made it look as though to my family, as though I was allowing it. Because I thought I just was waiting for God to deliver me, but God gives you resources. He does. God does. He gives you resources.
And resources like the Next Step and Women Who Care Ministries and Bound. What's it?
Bound for Better.
Bound for Better. We have so many organizations out there. The Family Justice Center, with the Prince George's County Family Justice Center is out there to help, and they're being pushed. They talk about it on the radio a lot about the Prince George's County Family Justice Center for domestic violence. So if anyone again know it, that someone who's suffering and going through, please reach out. There are resources. There is help out there, but you gotta want it, and you know you need it.
Yes.
You just have to reach out and help. And we're here on Sister for Sisters Network on 4SistersLIVE. Please reach out to us if we get calls. I get calls.
Yes.
I know Peggy get calls, and I'm sure
yes.
you get calls as well.
Mhm.
So definitely, and we keep it to where we need to keep it within our circle.
Mhm.
So I mean, this conversation is just so much, and we could talk about a lot on and on.
Yes.
We only have an hour show.
Yeah.
But you know, this is good stuff, and we're going to be talking about a lot of other things throughout this month, and we're going to feature and highlight a lot of our sisters in our network this month. So sisters, you all probably got a call. You all going to be coming on to speak in your areas of things that we're doing here on this platform to highlight you and to feature you. But I know before we leave, we have a flyer, an event that you're doing. Kathy, we want to show before we leave that you're having a shoe drive.
Yes, I'm having a shoe drive, and the shoes that we are collecting, 25 bags, 25 pairs of shoes in a bag. We started January 15th. Again, these proceeds are going to the hotel stays when we get the women. So the shoes are actually going to be weighed in which each bags that we have and sent to another country. So this is going on. Huh?
I don't see where we bring them on the flyer.
I can meet you. I've been meeting people to get the shoes, so I can do that because we're going to get ready to do a drop off in 2 weeks.
Do you have anywhere you can put in the chat or that you can say where
her number
reach out to you?
Okay, let me see.
Because people may have shoes like myself, got a bunch of shoes.
I'm purging y'all. I'm getting rid of stuff I don't need. I got shoes I haven't even worn.
I hear you,
Linda. On the bottom. I'm like,
I hear you. I need them. I need them.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me do that.
So thank you, ladies, for coming on.
Thank you.
This has been awesome. We love you all so much, and we appreciate you for what you're doing out there. Continue to do the work. I would have to tell you that. I'm just saying it just to say it. Love you all.
Thank you. And we are women's history. Each and every one of us. We are women's history.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Women history.
Thank you so much for coming on. And we salute you, women.
Yes.
Have a great one.
You.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So,
wow.
It's been a great show and a great time.
Great shows. Wow. Well, it's just so much that we really missed even today to talk about. And let me say this before we close out. Did I miss something where there was a homicide where a woman was murdered? No, she wasn't murdered. The daughter, I think she was 11 years old.
Yes, that was this week.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The mother survived, but the daughter was murdered.
Wait a minute. So the man killed the mother? I mean, the daughter?
He shot both of them. And the mother survived. The daughter passed.
Oh.
And I don't think it was his
child.
daughter.
That's the other question. Was it his child?
No, I don't think so.
So that's sickening. That's so crazy.
Crazy.
I don't think so. It's so much. It's so much. It's so overwhelming. It's just a lot that we could take time out to speak on this. We can do 2 hours and still wouldn't be enough.
Exactly.
But we just try to give it in a way that we can during the time frame because we want to just bring the awareness of what we're doing to talk about it on this platform because it's very serious. It's a matter that affects a lot of us in our own homes, in our own families, in our circles. So we just want to bring it out to say we're here to support each and every one of you. If anyone needs help, please call the 800 hotline number or any of us at Sister for Sisters Network or inbox us a message. We do have an inbox so people can send a message to us.
Yes.
So next week we have a great show. It's health and wellness. Do you have your people together in Lynn?
Well, things have changed, so to be continued. Yes.
No worries.
Yes, our guest has changed. So we'll see next week.
Okay, well, there's a shoe drive number that you all just saw, so you got it go back and watch the show, and you can get the information. So it's been a great time. What time is it?
So important. Oh, it's time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank God. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.